ladies and gentlemen, I figured I'd capture kind of an interesting moment here in the van, and then do like a little bit of a storytelling kind of thing, because I just had a fucking really cute and pleasureful experience here in Home Depot. So here I am. It's like, I don't know how cold it is. It's kind of chilly, so I got on my deer rug, right? I mosey into Home Depot to get a piece of wood to do some, like, a little bit of repair work in the build on the van. I'll get to that in a second, even though that honestly doesn't matter. I kind of don't even care to share that. Really, what I really just want to do is tell you the story of these three beautiful people that approached me and wanted to feel my my dear friend here, pun intended. And actually, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna name him Willie. I've been trying to name him for a while, and Willie just came up last night, actually, when I was hanging out with a friend, and I was like, damn, Willie kind of like Willie for sure. Let's not forget our boy Ricky, however. Ricky and Willie and Opie in between. Anyways, so I was moseying through Home Depot, looking at people looking at me, because I wasn't wearing Ricky at the time, but I was wearing a full-on fucking deer rug draped over my body. That tends to catch people's attention, and I figured Home Depot was probably like a good place to do it too. I feel like there's a lot of like kind of redneck. I don't want to say redneck. I feel like the word redneck is a little bit aggressive, but there's just like a lot of people who are blue collar Americans who probably have hunted their own food before. You know what I'm saying? Like I have. So I was moseying through there, and a couple gentlemen, an employee, and then another like a fellow customer was they were walking along, and did like as soon as I could like make out their faces in the aisle, or they both had a big ass grin like ear to ear, and they were like, dude, that's cool as fuck. And I said, thank you, I love you guys, thank you. And I let one of them pet it, and like I told him how it was from Iowa and everything, and just kind of gave him like a quick rundown or a quick summary. I didn't share the name though. I didn't share that his name was Willie, which I probably should have. But anyways, so fast forward a little bit, I found my piece of wood that I needed, and I was like, I went to self-checkout, and this small older black woman was like she's managing the self-checkout. I forget what she's an employee, and she just kind of walks up to me like this, and she's like, may I? And I was like, yes, absolutely, you may. I said, please do. And she picked it up, and she started feeling it, and I was like, thank you for asking. I was like, this is a deer from back home in Iowa that I shot a couple years ago, and yeah. And she's like, oh baby, I bet it keeps you warm. yeah, it totally fucking does. It is cozy as fuck. And we kind of exchanged a little bit, and she called me baby in that way. She just said like, baby. I've never had anybody call me baby like that. It totally filled up my cup a little bit, if I'm being honest. It was really it was quite mesmerizing. Then her coworker, who was also a little old woman, but this one was white, she came over and she said, can I touch that too? I said, yes, you may. You absolutely may. And so at one point I have two different human beings rubbing on the same article of clothing that I'm wearing. And I don't know. They were both smiling and totally geeked about it. And the one lady said, I didn't know people made clothing articles out of old animals and shit. And I was like, honey, they've been doing that since the Native American time. Like the Native Americans were fucking rocking this shit. You know me? Fuck. Anyways, yeah, they were both really sweet. All the people were really sweet. All the people like had a genuine smile to share with me, and it kind of just made me think about how when I had my parents ship me the deer rug, and then when I brought home the coonskin cap, I was actually quite nervous to be rocking them in the area of Asheville, because from my understanding, there's quite a bit of just like veganism that's going on here. Like there's a lot of people here that don't eat meat, And I'm sure to some extent those are for reasons that they just like they're not okay with killing animals. And I'm currently wearing 2 dead animals on my body, you know? So I figured that might get under some people's skin, and I was actually quite nervous to wear it in public versus back home in Iowa. There's no reason to give half a fuck, you know? But the culture is a little bit different here, so I was nervous. But I tell you what, I'm actually not even exaggerating here. I've worn this countless times in public, and every single time, somebody has said, yo, I love that. Like, it's been like so genuine too. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it hasn't just been like the typical like, hi, how are you? Good. It hasn't been like small talk shit. It's been like, dude, can I please touch that? And like, I love this. It was just, I don't know. It's brought on. It's interesting how this like dead animal that's just like draped over top of me has brought on like pretty legitimate connection, you know? I think it's beautiful. I think it's really neat. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of story time, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the little bit of view that we got going on here. A little bit of van work going on today. So we're getting shit done. Update: 2 more people, 2 more full-grown human beings. As I went back into Lowe's. Home Depot. Went back in Home Depot to get some fucking trim screws. 2 more people were like, hey, a little Latino man just like smiled and nodded at the raccoon like this. It just like just kept eye contact with Ricky. And then just as I walked out of Home Depot, some dude looking at lawnmowers. I see him right now, still looking over at lawnmowers. He was behind me. Like literally like 15, 20 feet behind me. And I noticed his presence, but walked past because we weren't like we weren't exactly in a moment to like make eye contact and like have an interaction. But as I'm like walking away from him, I hear him say, "Oh, I like that." So, yeah, I think I'm gonna hang out at Home Depot more often. Honestly, I'm getting a lot of love here. I feel really accepted. I feel really supported in this environment, and I just think that I might be here more often.